Good morning from Australia. State of Origin here last night, so I am surprised I'm up at this crack of dawn at 6 a.m. A little bit hungover. State of Origin in Australia for the two east coast states of Queensland and New South Wales is it's a long tradition, and if you're a non-Australian, or someone who doesn't follow sport whatsoever, I'll just make sure that music is not too loud. It's not something I listen to a lot, and I just wanted to hear it. Just crank it down just a touch. Yes, the State of Origin effectively is a big three-game rugby league contest where 39 players on each side beat the living shit out of each other. Three best of three, once every 12 months. And for the last 12 years, this being the start of the 12th year, my state, Queensland, has won 10 out of the 11 contests, and this year is the 12th, which is unheard of, and it's just to have such a good run. But we've got some current legends of the game that will become immortals of the game, because they currently are legends as they live and breathe, but they're all into the key players are now into the early 30s, 32 to 34, and they're breaking down and falling apart. So we got smashed the first game, we won the second game last night, come from behind. But anyway, so the new patch is live, and so is the DPS cool for the for us poor Affliction Warlocks. For us poor Affliction Warlocks, and I will say that some of the testing I've done, I think, depending on the dungeons, I think if I'm going to do a whole lot of mythic dungeons shortly, I'll start probably pugging that. I'll just sitting here, I can't imagine the stream struggling. I'll come back and test it soon, but Warlock changes. At the moment, with my eye level, I got some of my changed some of my items. I've been using raidbot.com, and with raidbot.com, just changing the total here. Pardon me. Yes, so with the launch of the Tomb of Sag, and it looks like a hybrid Australian PvP guild from Frostmourne has claimed the world first on downing the big boy Sargeras, and they did it about 4 o'clock in the morning Australian time. I think I got up at about 5:30, and I just saw the tail end of the stream, and I like typical Aussie blokes, they're dropping C bombs left, right, and centre, but they're all fun and games. But anyway, using raid bots, so I want to congratulate those boys, get it up them. I've been testing the DPS. I think the DPS on this spec, without any tier gear, I was getting 828 by sims, which are perfect world scenarios. It's not realistic, and so we're simming up around 830k DPS, which was, I think, not bad for being not in tier gear armor. I think if tier gear you're 900, you're a million, whatever. And I've got some of the tier pieces, but my level drops off so much. But that's a whole nother thing. And I've been swapping my legendaries around. I have 6 or 7 now. Well, anyway, it's a whole different ball game. But I was wondering when the nerf was going to kick in, and we're going to get a 5% deduction. So testing this morning after the reset. Just give me a second here. I just need to. Save you coughing in your ears. Yeah, so DPS has dropped back from on using raid bots, using whale progress, using the other online ways to just sim your DPS, just to gauge where you're at. I was pulling around 830, and now I'm getting a 790 if I'm lucky. I have min-maxed and stuff like that, so I've was running mostly all mastery, but I was sort of by pumping my haste up because it was saying what stat priority should I be chasing with raid bots, and it was telling me haste had become quite a large component, so I had gone into pawn, and you've gone in and changed the weight. So these weights vary based on your class. So Raidbots has a, I just want to bring it up. Raidbots has a feature that allows you to go in and find out what stats work for you. Stat weights. So I've gone in and done that, and then I've entered these stat weights in here, as you can see. Now it was haste was up to like 21 at one stage. So, and the great thing is, as I changed my gear, pardon me, changed my gear and up stats and changed some of the mastery bits and pieces from mastery to haste, it naturally said now I must chase a bit more mastery. So I sort of changed some of my stats out, and I was looking for Fever Flare, where it's a combination of haste and mastery, and items. So, and the DPS kept going up. So all I was doing was changing the eye level. I think, yeah. Oh, I was showing a 907. Maybe I put something in the bank. I put some gear in the bank, but look, all I wanted to say is that I kept testing the stats, going back doing stat priority, and it kept telling me, hey, so I may end up, I changed my gems to haste, and who knows, I might flick a ring out or something like that, or change it from haste back to mastery, just to see. But I've been unlucky. I've been on 913 for the last 2 months now. I haven't been able to get a decent upgrade on my Shadow Art relics. And this is the crazy thing, in the World Quest and all these things, they keep giving me bloody everything to do with my specs, with my demonology for my distro. So I've got 4 or 5 895 900 relics on the other specs on 1 or 2 of the relics, which I have no interest in doing, but that's the way the game works. But anyway, look, so like I did, as I said, I've just readjusted my gear, set up the old versus the new. You can see there that mastery was this is an old setting, and with the newer one it's a lot stronger, and it's gone back mastery and haste fairly close, and even crits up there. But like I said, I wanted to test this out. I wanted to see if it actually was relevant, actually did anything for me, and yeah, I got to say that the DPS on a chart on a simulation. And like I said, I always put a question mark to a degree because it's in a perfect world scenario. The DPS kept going up, and as I said before the nerf on Tuesday, I was simming at around 830, 828, something like that. Cycling out different gear, and now with the 5% nerf, I dropped back to 790, 796, something along those lines. But usually, to get the best, I'll pick what I feel the best single target DPS, and I think that's set up there as the best single target. With the MG, Contagion, you go Mortal Core. I don't think it really matters. I just, for questing, like the idea that I love to get dot up everything around me and then hit Howtower, run away, and my tank takes care of it. I actually prefer Sow the Seeds a lot of time for questing. On single targets, look, I think these vary. It just depends. It's still a bit slow, 40 seconds, because it just depends on how quickly you're getting shards back. And because I've got this belt on, every time I'm casting Unstable Affliction, I'm getting shards back pretty quickly. This all varies as well. In dungeons, you probably can get away with one or the other. Supremacy, straightforward. Siphon Life, I've actually running the Siphon Life, that's where basic DPS grew. So I was trying it Death's Embrace for quite a while, and it does work. You know what you're getting. You're getting a consistent thing that once target gets to 35% of life and down, you get a massive tick up in your damage. And this one is RNG 20%, so it's a roll the dice. I stick with what I'm getting, Siphon Life. I think I'm going to probably pretty much swap to that spec for Mythic Dungeons. I think with that AoE Burning Rush, just in case, and then just the added Siphon Life. If I find I'm running low on shards, I might put in the Conduit. As I said, I'll keep testing and see how I go. I've got to get my ass into raids. Hopefully, with my schedule, it's very jumping on planes, flying in and out, flying out. It makes it hard to, if I could command things and say, right, this is the day we do it. Unfortunately, people need you to be there consistently every evening at a certain time, log it in and progression, because no one's going to let you in unless I overgeared and help them get through a progression boss. So we'll work it out. But so far, Legion, the update's been so. Not scored any new legendaries, just got a few others. Not happy to get a 5% DPS takedown, but I think the stats are showing that Destro and Affliction were the top 3 by a large margin, and they've trimmed them down. So it will be interesting to see after this next week where Destro actually stands and and how it's doing. I need to get into my PvP, get my next appearance, get the Mage Tower bloody appearance because it's up, and hopefully, we'll keep ticking. So again with a 7.2.5 launch, I think from a point of view of Affliction Warlocks, I think we're in a good spot. I've got most of my 2 other specs are very close to being 52 each. Actually, let's have a quick look. Let's jump into Demonology. $49. Okay. What's Destro? And it's on its way to, I think I've only got one more to go here, so that's one. Been working on Destro because Destro was seemingly as the second best, but we'll work it out. You just get so much artifact power now, it's just ridiculous. And I've stopped at Affliction at 54. I'm surprised I actually kept going past 52 because it was just... like, I need 1 billion or something. Hang on. 1.1 billion to get to 55. Like, you're joking, right? But, stat changes. I want to get in to do the run. Hopefully by this weekend I'll be able to do my first raiding and the new raid. Congrats to the Frostmourne Aussie Kiwi boys. That's all I wanted to do. I've got to get ready, get dressed, get suited up, and head into the city in the office. And other than that, I hope midwinter or the start of winter here in Australia, and hopefully I'm nearly over my my bug and a virus. But signing off. As I said to you, at the moment, all I wanted to say was Go the bloody Maroons, up the Blues, and if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. Hasta la vista.